is good? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're gonna be going over the best freelance for you guys to be running in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. Obviously, guys, this year playbooks aren't going to be as impactful because right now you can't really pick and choose a playbook. There's no auction house, so like when it comes to playbook, it kind of is just, I don't want to say random, but like you can't really pick that, right? You can't just go and pick, oh yeah, I want the Bucks playbook. That is ultimately not how it works. So kind of put yourself in a little bit of a tougher situation. You got to make sure your freelance is where it needs to be. And I'm going to show you guys two freelance that I am having a lot of success using thus far in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. So I'm just going to go into a domination game to kind of showcase all of the freelances and exactly what they do. Last year, not everybody, but a lot of people ran the Bucks freelance. That's what I ran literally all of last year. Even when I loaded up this game, I was thinking, okay, yeah, let's just get into the Bucks freelance. And it's not, I don't want to say horrible, but it's definitely not as good as a couple of other freelances. So, I mean, again, I'm not saying the Bucks is horrible, but it's not my top two, okay? And so, yes, I ran it all of last year, but that's not the one that I'm really that comfortable with. 5-out really caught my eye because I don't know if we've ever had a 5-out freelance in my team, and so that's what I first tried out this year. I mean, I know there's guys that there's been a lot of talk about the comp freelance in general, where basically players stay the same until you personally move them. There's no off-ball movement. For me, I mean, that's one of the top two freelances, but the one I'm probably having the most success with is 5-out. So let's break down both of them here in domination. Now, an important thing I do want to talk about in your coach settings, make sure your adaptive coaching engine is turned off. That's about as important as anything else. Also, guys, in these settings, what I personally do when you go to controller settings, I personally have this pick and roll, pick and fade on manual. So I'll know when my guy's rolling, I'll know when he's popping. So when you win the tip, how you get in a freelance is the same as always. You click right on the D-pad, freelance, 5-out, okay? So when I click 5-out freelance, if you do not call quick isolation, if you don't call anything, guys are just gonna stand all over the place. But the moment I click quick or the freelance button, you guys saw my guy spaced the floor in that 5-out setting, and you guys saw it. Shooting guard, small forward, we're at the hashes. Bigs were in their right positions. So if you do want to run 5-out, you can do that, okay? But again, you want to call quick isolation right away. And you guys can see Giannis sometimes will be at the top of the key. I mean, there's no real actual structure, but they're not cutting. They're not moving in offline. Now, if you play online and somebody rotates, then they'll cut. That's the big difference between this freelance and comp freelance. Now, again, I'm going to call a pick and roll, and I just want you to watch the other people on my court, okay? Watch how much they move. Unless I call for a screen, it's not like they're moving a ton right now. Now, again, obviously, if they sent a double team, stuff like that, they're going to move around. But in my 5-out freelance, as it stands right now, nobody really budges at all. And right now, guys, I'm playing domination on superstar difficulty. I'm not trying to sit here and say that that is super hard or super strenuous, but I mean, it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. So, I mean, I'm having no issues at all, you know, getting the looks I want. And everybody is just standing still. And that's how it is in Unlimited. Now, obviously, again, in Unlimited, if people rotate, if they send doubles, then your guys will react a little bit. Now, in the 5-out freelance, one of my favorite parts is, again, you can just set your 5-out every single possession. And let's go to the comp freelance now, okay? Similar to the 5-out, the 5-out's gonna look relatively the same, okay? This is in the comp freelance, and this is what 5-out looks like. I'm just gonna put them side by side in the 5-out freelance. So this is comp. Okay, you guys saw that. This is 5-out. What's the difference? Nothing, okay? 5-out is going to be 5-out no matter whether you're in the comp freelance or you're in the 5-out freelance. They're exactly the same. So the big difference here is, right, I just showed the 5-out freelance. In the comp freelance, nobody moves basically at all. Now I can drive in here. You guys are seeing everybody is just staying there basically for at least a couple of seconds. Nobody is moving at all. Now, if I get into the 5-out freelance, which is right here, watch, there's just a little more movement. Now, good, bad, or indifferent, just watch, you know, the movement. Okay, nobody's really moving yet, but Kobe moved a little bit right there. There's just a little bit more movement. Now, which one do you prefer? Which one's better? That's just whatever you're comfortable with. For me, and kind of what I've experienced so far in domination, but more importantly, like in clutch time, all the other stuff, as long as you have 5 out or comp, one of the two, you're gonna have success, right? That's the big thing that I want to kind of point out. It's not like one is necessarily better than the other. To me, it's whatever you're comfortable with, right? So if you're more comfortable in the comp freelance, just run that. If you're more comfortable in the 5 out freelance, run that. To me, 5 out might be, you know, the best thing to be running right now anyways. And so as long as you're, you know, able to 5 out, which you can obviously in both of these freelances right now, you should be in pretty good shape. The one thing I would say is against the average person, if you have either one of these freelances equipped, you should be just fine. Now, the one thing I would, you know, warn you about is some people, if they're really good defensively, are gonna rotate. They're gonna show different bodies. And if you have the comp freelance kind of selected, your guys are gonna just stay put, and that can cause a little bit of issues. The one thing I'd encourage is when you get the ball, just call your quick isolation. If you want guys to space out further, you can call pass and screen away. But this early in my team, I don't necessarily recommend it. I mean, people don't have range. It's really hard to do. But getting that 5 out, that is going to be kind of your way to success early on in my team. I prefer 5 out, but again, that is subject to change. If I have more success with the comp freelance, then that is what I am going to probably run. It just is really, really dependent on just you and your personal preference. Guys, playbooks this year don't really matter. So when it comes down to it, guys, don't really worry too much about the playbooks. People might ask, Ty, what is the best playbook in the game? I don't know, because in my team, you can't really get them. I would like the Bucks playbook eventually so I can 5 out and have my center and power forward in the corners. Like, you know, with the Bucks playbook, you can personally assign that. So that's obviously eventually what I am wanting, but I don't have it as of now. And so this is kind of what I do suggest in general. Again, 5 out comp, can't go wrong either way. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.